In a world obsessed with appearances and superficial charm, what truly makes someone unforgettable? Not just admired, not just followed, but revered like a luxury item. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." In this video, we're going to explore 9 psychological keys grounded in the timeless wisdom of Carl Jung that can transform the way others see you. This isn't about being flashy, it's about becoming rare, irreplaceable. Let's dive in. Key 1. Rare is greater than popular. Carl Jung once said, "A person becomes truly valuable not because they try to stand out, but because they dare to be authentic." But in today's world, where everything can be copied, shared, and replicated in seconds, what do people really value? What they can't find anywhere else? What isn't mass-produced? What is rare? Why is scarcity so revered? In analytical psychology, Jung called the raw, authentic part of ourselves the self, the true I beneath society's expectations. But most of the time, we live through the persona, the social mask. We say what people want to hear, do what people accept, show up everywhere out of fear of being forgotten. The result? We become replaceable. And what's replaceable is never considered luxury. In marketing, Robert Cialdini defines scarcity as one of 6 powerful principles of influence. When people believe something is about to disappear or is hard to get, they automatically assign more value to it. A study at Columbia University found that limited edition products are perceived as more valuable, higher quality, and more prestigious even when they are identical to the regular version. 1. The rare woman in a predictable world. Professor Susan is a retired philosophy professor. She has no social media, never posts photos, and doesn't seek attention. But when she walks into a room, everyone stops talking. Why? Because every time she speaks, it's a gem of insight. She never says too much, but every word lingers. Her presence is luxury because it's rare. 2. The hidden man everyone seeks. Jack is a successful entrepreneur. While other CEOs show up on every talk show, live stream, and podcast, Jack is nearly off the radar. And that's exactly why his every article goes viral. Every meeting request. Weeks of waiting. This intentional scarcity makes his personal brand priceless. Jack gets it. I don't need to be everywhere. I need to be in the right place, at the right time, in the right way. 3. The Hermes of people. Not everyone gets invited. Imagine being invited to dine with someone who hosts just 1 dinner a year for only 6 guests. Wouldn't you feel honored? Now flip it. If that person had dinner with you every week, called you every night, would it still feel special? Luxury isn't about material things. Luxury is about the ability to limit access. Becoming rare without becoming arrogant. 1. Cut down unconscious visibility by 70%. You don't have to post stories all the time, comment on every post, or like everything you see. Let people wonder about your silence. Silence, done right, is power. 2. Speak only when it truly adds value. Practice the habit of pausing 3 extra seconds before reacting. Your words should lead, not just please. Instead of saying, "I agree with that," try, "I see where you're coming from, but there's a lesser-known angle worth considering." 3. Invest in your energetic presence, not your interaction frequency. People remember the energy you bring, not how often you appear. Choose to be someone with a gravitational pull. You don't need to speak much to draw attention. Your power affirmation. I don't need to be popular to be valuable. It's my rarity that makes me a luxury. Key 2. Mystery is the most elite form of attraction. People don't fall in love with logic. They fall in love with curiosity. Carl Jung once described the mysterious nature of a person as what makes us deep and worth exploring. But in a world where everyone overshares on social media, mystery becomes a mark of psychological sophistication. Why does mystery create lasting attraction? In analytical psychology, Carl Jung believed every person carries a vast unconscious world within, known as the shadow. This is the part of us we rarely show others. And that darkness, when managed and expressed wisely, is exactly what makes us fascinating and unpredictable. When you reveal too much, too soon, you kill the desire for discovery. But when you hold back just enough, you trigger one of the most primal instincts in humans: curiosity. The Zeigarnik effect says people remember incomplete or ambiguous things longer. When you don't reveal everything, people remember you longer. In the world of luxury, brands like Chanel, Rolex, and Baccarat understand this deeply. They never explain everything. No flashy ads. No live stream sales. They make you seek them out. 1. The man who didn't overshare. Mark, 48, works in finance. At a party, while others shared personal stories, Mark just smiled and asked thoughtful questions. No mention of his house. No details about work. But 3 days later, 4 women still asked the host, "Who was that guy? What does he do? Is he married?" Attraction doesn't come from what you say, but from what you leave unsaid. 2. The woman men couldn't quite finish reading. Claire, 52, never posts selfies. No long captions. But every photo carries a unique vibe. Her LinkedIn posts are just 1 to 2 lines, rich in meaning and open to interpretation. She doesn't market herself. She invites others to read her. And intelligent people enjoy reading slowly. 3. Social media turns you into an open book, but luxury is a hardcover with no spoilers. In a world where everyone updates their every move in real time, the one who chooses silence becomes mysterious, rare, and elevated. How to be mysterious without seeming cold. 1. Don't share too much, too soon. When someone asks, "What do you do?" don't reply with, "I'm a marketing director at Company X, been there 10 years. Instead, smile and say, "I do something really interesting with people and emotions. I'll tell you more another time." Leave hints, don't expose. 2. Go deep, not long. Avoid rambling. Learn to speak in metaphors or leave space for interpretation. Example: when asked about hobbies, instead of "I love reading and going to the beach," you might say, "I often seek quiet places with wind and words." The smart ones will get it. The shallow ones won't, and that's perfectly fine. 3. Build your own high-end shadow zone. Keep the things closest to your heart private. Not everyone needs to know everything. When you withhold a piece of yourself, you create space that others will want to step into and explore. Affirmation: I don't need to tell everything to be loved. I am a book with no table of contents, but one people can't stop reading. Key 3. You don't need to be loved by everyone, just respected. If you need everyone to love you, you've already abandoned yourself. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And becoming your true self sometimes means allowing others not to like you. Self-respect often comes with the price of solitude, but a solitude filled with dignity. In Jungian theory, he emphasizes the difference between the persona, your social mask, and the self, your true core. When you live to be liked, you're feeding the mask. When you live to be respected, you're strengthening the self, the deepest root of true attraction. A person who lives to please others will soon lose their personal boundaries. A person who chooses respect will not be easily manipulated or defined by outside opinions. Research by Dr. Breen Brown, University of Houston, found people who are deeply respected are not the ones who say yes to everything. They are the ones who are clear about what they will say no to. In the luxury world, Hermes doesn't try to make you love them, they let you wait in line. Rolex doesn't beg for followers, they let you seek them out. They don't sell cuteness, they sell standards. 1. The woman who says no, gracefully but firmly. Linda, 56, an executive. A young employee tried to rush a deadline. Linda looked him in the eye and said, "I respect you enough to ask you to do this properly. And you should respect the work you're doing too." She wasn't popular for being soft, but earned deep respect for her principles. 2. The man who didn't explain himself. Paul, 60, turned down an investment pitch from an old friend. He simply said, "That doesn't align with my principles." No defense. No apology. No people-pleasing. That quiet confidence is the essence of the luxury mindset. 3. The woman who lives by values, not others' moods. Emily, 45, doesn't reply to texts immediately. She sets clear boundaries with her time and doesn't apologize for not being always available. She's not chasing approval. She lives like someone who knows her worth. How to be respected more than liked. 1. Learn to say no politely but firmly. Gentle alternatives. "I really appreciate it, but that doesn't work for me right now. I need some time to think before I commit." Don't apologize for sticking to your standards. People don't need to like you, they need to know your boundaries. 2. Stop explaining every personal decision. You don't have to explain why you're walking away. You don't owe anyone a reason for not replying instantly. The more you explain, the more you devalue your choice. 3. Invest in consistency, not compliments. Let your actions speak your truth. Don't shift your behavior just to seem nicer. Let your consistency become your legacy. Key 4. Silence is the most powerful form of language. In a world full of noise, those who master silence hold true power. Carl Jung once said, "Silence is the language of the self." Silence isn't the absence of something, it's a meaningful language, more powerful than words. Why is silence powerful? Silence creates space to think and feel. Psychologically, when someone remains silent during a conversation, it draws the listener in, creating an impression of respect and authority. Jung believed that silence is the voice of the self when we are deeply understood without having to speak. According to research from Harvard Business Review, leaders who know how to use silence at the right moment are often more influential than those who speak often. In Eastern culture, feng shui masters and meditation teachers emphasize, silence is the greatest strength of the soul. Iconic figures like James Bond or Audrey Hepburn use silence to project elegance and magnetism. 1. A man who commands respect through silence. John, 55, CEO. In a crucial meeting where others were talking excessively, John stayed quiet, maintaining steady eye contact and offering a slight nod. His silence created a tension that made everyone pay close attention when he finally spoke. 2. A woman who uses silence to stay in control. Sophie, 48. During heated debates, instead of reacting defensively, she paused, held eye contact, and chose silence. That quiet pressure often caused others to reveal their true intentions, giving Sophie the upper hand. 3. In dating, silence creates mystery and allure. Have you noticed how a pause in conversation can make a date feel deeper? Silence isn't about not speaking, it's about making space for feelings and thoughts to elevate the connection. How to use silence effectively. 1. Learn to stay silent when others speak. Don't rush to respond. Listen fully and let there be a pause to reflect. This makes you seem thoughtful and trustworthy. 2. Use silence in conversations to add weight to your words. Before and after saying something important, take a short pause. That silence makes your message more impactful and memorable. 3. Pair silence with strong body language. Steady eye contact, a gentle smile, and upright posture amplify your presence. Don't let silence become awkwardness or self-doubt. Key 5. Knowing your worth, no need to prove it to anyone. Your true value isn't what others think, it's how you see yourself. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." When you know your worth, you no longer feel the need to prove yourself or seek approval from others. Why not needing to prove yourself is a sign of wisdom. Jung believed constantly seeking validation is a sign of a weak, dependent persona. A person with a strong self radiates quiet confidence. They don't need to show off or explain themselves. This inner peace gives off a luxury energy that can't be faked. Modern psychology confirms people who aren't focused on external validation have better mental health, lower stress, and more creative freedom. In real-life success stories, Steve Jobs never had to talk about his talent, his products and vision did the talking. Oprah Winfrey, a media powerhouse, stayed true to her values even when criticized. 1. A man who lives authentically without seeking permission. David, 52, artist. He never tried to explain his artistic style, even when it was misunderstood. He simply focused on his work and the value he brought into the world. 2. A woman who stopped asking for approval. Karen, 49, entrepreneur. She used to spend too much time convincing partners to agree with her. Now she says, "I follow my values. If it aligns, great. If not, I don't owe anyone an explanation." 3. A young person who shines by not trying to prove anything. Alex, 28, software developer. Instead of engaging in meaningless debates, he focused on developing his skills. The result? Natural respect from colleagues and leadership. How to stop needing to prove your worth. 1. Spend time understanding and accepting yourself. Practice daily meditation or self-reflection. Write down your core values and what truly matters to you. 2. Learn to let go of external approval. When you crave validation, pause and ask, "Do I really need this?" Train yourself not to use external feedback as your measure of self-worth. 3. Let your actions and results speak for you. Focus on outcomes instead of explanations. Show your value through what you do, not what you say. Key 6. Radiate the energy of independence and self-authority. Independence isn't just about being able to work alone, it's about mastering your emotions, thoughts, and actions. Carl Jung emphasized, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." A truly luxurious person is one who is not bound by others, they radiate powerful self-governance and inner strength. Emotional independence helps you avoid negative influence and maintain calmness and confidence. According to Jung, the process of individuation is the journey of becoming your best, most independent self. Self-authority makes you a natural center of attention and respect. Studies show that people with high emotional intelligence and emotional regulation tend to be more successful and respected in both work and life. Icons like Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, and Elon Musk all demonstrate independence in thought and action, creating massive impact. 1. The emotionally independent man. Mark, 45, company director. Despite pressure, he stays calm and doesn't let emotions cloud his judgment. Colleagues and partners feel secure working with Mark because he radiates strong self-control. 2. The self-governed woman in decision-making. Linda, 50, startup founder. She doesn't rely on others' opinions to make big decisions. Linda respects others' input, but ultimately makes her own choices with clarity. 3. The young professional assertive about his path. Jason, 30, creative specialist. He's not afraid to say no to misaligned projects, showing independence in his career. How to radiate independent and self-governed energy. 1. Develop emotional intelligence. Practice identifying and regulating your emotions. Meditate and practice daily self-awareness. 2. Make decisions based on your own values. Clearly define what you want and need. Don't let others overly influence your choices. 3. Show self-authority through actions. Be willing to say no when necessary. Respect others without being dependent on them. Key 7. Become the one and only version of yourself. In this world, no one can replace you. Carl Jung taught that the path of individuation is about becoming the one true version of yourself. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Let go of expectations, stereotypes, and judgments, and start living authentically. Jung believed that individuation is the process of discovering and growing your true self beyond society's shadows. Those who reach deep self-awareness express their unique identity and naturally exude an attractive energy. Pretending or trying to be someone else only creates distance. People can feel the inauthenticity. Great leaders and artists like Maya Angelou, Steve Jobs, and Frida Kahlo succeeded because they weren't afraid to be different. Studies on personal branding show that authenticity increases trust and loyalty. In modern culture, authenticity is one of the most important keys to building strong relationships and achieving success. 1. The man who breaks social molds. Michael, 50, artist. Instead of pursuing a safe job, he chose to create art in his own way, even if misunderstood by others. Michael left a distinct, unmistakable mark. 2. The woman who lives authentically. Anna, 45, therapist. She openly shares her personal struggles to help clients feel more connected and supported. As a result, she's deeply respected and loved. 3. The young woman who stands out in her career. Emily, 29, designer. She refuses to follow generic trends, creating uniquely personal designs. Clients seek her out for her originality and authenticity. How to become the one and only version of you. 1. Explore your values and passions. Reflect on what you love and what truly matters to you. Write down what you want to express to the world. 2. Challenge social norms and stereotypes. Ask yourself, does this reflect who I really am, or am I doing it to please others? Start with small acts that show your true personality. 3. Show authenticity in every relationship. Communicate honestly, don't hide your feelings or thoughts. Be willing to say no when something doesn't align with your values. Key 8. Create deep connections through sincerity and empathy. Human beings are social creatures. But true connection only happens when we truly listen, empathize, and show up with sincerity. Carl Jung once emphasized, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Sincerity and empathy not only help us connect on a deeper level but also create an irresistible kind of magnetism. Jung emphasized the concept of the shadow, the darker side within each of us, and how self-awareness leads to deeper understanding of others. When you express sincerity and empathy, others feel safe and valued. This is the foundation for meaningful, lasting, and luxurious relationships. Scientific studies on emotional connection show that relationships built on sincerity and empathy tend to last longer and grow stronger over time. Leaders and public figures like Brené Brown and Oprah Winfrey often stress the importance of empathy in communication. 1. A man who connects through sincerity. John, 48, a corporate coach. He often shares his personal struggles and failures in training sessions, helping participants feel connected and trust him. 2. A woman who leads with empathy. Sophia, 52, a team manager. She always listens to her staff's concerns, helping resolve conflicts and build a strong team spirit. 3. A young person who builds honest relationships. Rachel, 27, a social worker. She uses empathy to connect with her clients, helping them overcome hardship and create positive change. How do you create deep connections? 1. Practice active listening. Fully focus on the speaker, don't interrupt or judge. Use body language and words to show you care. 2. Share your authentic self. Don't be afraid to talk about moments of weakness or mistakes. This makes you feel more human and approachable. 3. Develop empathy. Try to see things from others' perspectives and feel their emotions. Instead of judging, offer understanding and support. I am sincere and empathetic. I create deep and meaningful connections. My relationships are built on a foundation of trust and respect. Key 9. Nurture patience and maturity over time. Patience is not about waiting. It's about how we behave while waiting. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." True maturity comes from being patient with yourself and trusting life's journey. Jung emphasized that the process of individuation is long and requires emotional maturity and perseverance. Rushing often leads to poor decisions, while patience helps us act with clarity and wisdom. Patience builds a solid foundation for lasting success. Studies show that people who practice patience and delay gratification tend to be more successful in the long term. Great leaders like Abraham Lincoln and Nelson Mandela demonstrated extraordinary patience throughout their journeys. In Eastern culture, patience is seen as a noble virtue tied to wisdom and maturity. 1. A man who stayed patient in his career. David, 55, an entrepreneur. He experienced many failures but never gave up. Each setback taught him something new. Eventually, David built a sustainable business empire. 2. A woman who matured through hardship. Maria, 48, a teacher. She went through many personal challenges but remained patient in her healing journey and in supporting her students. Her patience earned deep respect from those around her. 3. A young man learning patience in love. James, 30, an engineer. He didn't rush into relationships. Instead, he took time to build trust and understanding. James learned that patience is the foundation of lasting love. How do you nurture patience and maturity? 1. Practice mindfulness and meditation. These help you stay present and reduce the pressure to achieve instantly. 2. Set long-term goals and break them down. Focus on small, consistent steps without chasing quick results. 3. Embrace failure as part of the learning process. Instead of getting discouraged, see every failure as an opportunity to grow and improve. I am patient with my journey. I grow a little more each day and welcome every challenge that comes my way. So there you have it, 9 essential keys to becoming someone others see as a rare treasure. not because of material things, but because of the deep value you bring to every interaction and relationship. Carl Jung taught us that inner growth, authenticity, and deep connection with ourselves and others are the paths to lasting, natural magnetism. Remember, luxury isn't something you buy. It's something you become. Are you ready to live your truth and shine in your own unique way? If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue exploring more powerful lessons from Carl Jung together. See you in the next video, where we'll keep growing and mastering the art of living. Live true. Live deep. Live fully.